to victim and to be a victim, like we just said before, gives you a form of power. It's a shallow, superficial, drug-like power. It's anger, technically. And now you feel that with that anger, you're invincible. That's not real power, it's anger. So we'll give it, it's a form of power. It's very shallow, and it consumes you. In society, in this modern world where we want to divide man from man, women from women, women from men, they want to divide everybody. It's very easy, because everybody's hurt. So if you take any person, you say you're hurt, you say you're a victim. Did you know that you're a victim? I didn't know I was a victim. You're a victim. You put your hand on the fire. You know those cups you buy a stupid coffee and it says, beware it's hot? I'm like, obviously. No, you should know the story. They put that because at some point somebody sued. Oh, because you're so stupid, you don't know the coffee is hot, right? So now they have to write a disclaimer, it's hot. So everybody's a victim. You can be, I went to the fire burned me, I'm a victim of the fire. Everybody's wounded at one level or another and has experienced all kinds of hardships due to something much deeper, obviously. And so anybody can be a victim. So now you create organizations that say, you know what, you're a victim. I'm a victim? Yes. I am? Yes. What happened to you? It's because you're a victim. You're right. Now I can be angry. Instead of feeling guilty, which is just another form of power, fake power, right? But it's another form of stimulant, if you like. Now you can focus on anger, and then we can channel your anger for ideological and political purposes. Great. Versus, you go through a story, you have a hardship, you suffer, or suffering is revealed to you. That would be more appropriate. And now you have to take the time to actually digest your life. You know how much power is there? It's your power that's there. You retrieve yourself from a story. You reclaim yourself, retrieve yourself from a blockage or a part of you that's unconscious. I reclaim myself. Yeah, it's a lot of power. It's the power of you, whatever you is, but it's much more powerful than your little anger. Yeah, but then you got to work. You got to digest. You have to process things at such a deep level so that you can see through them beyond the so-called good or bad, and not through your mind like the New Age is going to do. No, there's no, I'm not a victim. I am love. I love you. I thank you. I love you. I forgive you. Or is it, I forgive you. I'm sorry. I love you. You know, oponopono. Right. That's gonna fix you, right? It's like saying water, 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 and thirst goes away, right? Just brainwash yourself. That'll work. Let's not get onto that one. What can I say? Victimhood gives you a false sense of power, and people like it when people are powerless and they're so far from themselves. It's the only thing they have. They'll take it. And these are very dangerous people because they will take this so far and they will stretch it as far as they can to try to destroy you or make your life miserable because you hurt their feelings. They in no way, shape, or form want to take any accountability about who they are, how they feel, and to go a little deeper to understand why they feel what they feel, and to go a little further and discover, well, dare I say, what life is about. No, that's actual work. I don't want to do that. I want to be a victim. It's a cheap thrill, cheap power. So anyways, the important thing is that you, the listener, realizes the nuances. Because everybody says, no, I'm not a victim. If you only understood how subtle the victim mindset is. Remember, victim and aggressor always go hand in hand. And it doesn't always have to be like flamboyant, I'm a victim, poor me, and now you're part of an organization. No. You can be a victim of your own state of mind. It's so subtle, so subtle, so subtle. The mind is very subtle. Very subtle, very, very nuanced. So it's very easy to be a victim. And it gives you something. It gives you a bunch of excuses. And also, it protects you from yourself, so to speak. So, it's up to you. What do you want? But in my world, I don't buy into it. I cannot. Not only can I not, at whatever level I've dived in, I've verified it for myself. I was like, that's not how it works. Anything that happens to me is because of me, whether it's conscious or unconscious. If it's unconscious, that means I attracted that to myself. So it's on me. The person on the outside who's fulfilling the role or playing the role, it's their business. Who am I to teach them or tell them anything? I care about myself. Like I told you, this is the best example, the South African example. Listen, you're an idiot. You're ignorant. Ignorance causes suffering. Well, I didn't know that fire burns. Well, now you know. Are you a victim of the fire or you're ignorant and you're not properly guided? So that's my prerogative on things, and that's how I approach my life. And I highly recommend that you re-examine the stories and the narratives you take for granted in your life, because if you look at them a little closer, you realize you're either the player, meaning you're an abuser. Even if you think it's not an abuser, you're cool, which means if you're an abuser or a player, that means another person is playing the victim somewhere. Even if you don't think about this, it's unconscious and the rapport is still there. You're not really a player. You're a hustler and you're in need. And you should be concerned with the fact that you got a hole somewhere inside yourself. And as long as you pretend that you're a player, it protects you from the hole, but at a very high cost. It's not the truth, it's not honesty, and therefore you don't have access to yourself or deeper aspects of yourself and the actual circulation of your own power. You're a player. So that's why players are players, right? You see all these fools playing around in their videos, in their movies and whatnot. They're players. And they feel proud, they feel empowered. I'm a player, I can hustle a woman, I can do this and I can do that. And he act like he's in control, he's the man, he's a this, he's a that. Like, yeah, I understand. But are you really the man? Or are you a player? And is your power coming from yourself, or is it coming that you can outmaneuver, or at least what you think you're outmaneuvered to a girl? And if that's life, what kind of life is that? What kind of shit life is that? Well, I've experienced this and I hated it. It sucks. It's empty. So if it's empty and it's meaningless, I cannot entertain this. And I made the decision to search for something else. Somebody told me something else existed, and I very, very much love this person. And I said, yes, I feel I can look at you and I see that you've experienced something else. I will take your recommendation. And they point in the direction, and I decided to venture on that path. Because I don't believe this is a life to live. Everybody trying to steal from everybody trying to backstab everybody trying to... You have to always be guarded. I'm not saying being an idiot, I'm like guarded, like hard. Because you can't trust yourself, you're scared to lose, you're scared that somebody finds out that you're going to steal them. What life is this? I'm sorry, this is not a good life. It's a life of suffering and pain. There's nothing beautiful about it except the shallow, superficial, druggy moments. And I've had my share of drugs, and they're boring. They never satisfy you. They're short-lived, and after this you feel like crap. So it's not for me, it's not my life. So if I was you, I'd highly reconsider your approach.